So before we get into today's episode, I need to briefly acknowledge there's some big Final Fantasy VII Remake news that happened just a few days ago. There's a PS5 version of this game coming out later this year in June called Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. And on top of it having all the fancy faster loading times and better graphics and textures, which, by the way, they were cowards for not showing how much better Cloud's apartment door gets in the PS5 version. I really gotta know if that fucking texture is fixed. But the big thing here is that there's going to be DLC for the PS5 version coming out at the same time. That is, it's new story DLC. Thankfully, it looks like it's all stuff that is absolutely fine and possibly even intended to be played after you beat the main story of the game. So because of this, we are not going to be pausing the Let's Play or anything. We're just going to keep on going as normal. I'm sorry, these episodes were recorded weeks in advance, and I made the mistake of theorizing about potential PS5 upgrade announcements coming soon in this episode, and it's all really outdated now, so apologies for that. But we should be finished with the main story of this Let's Play around the same time, or maybe just a week or so before Intergrade comes out. But as soon as I am finished playing Intergrade and I know it well enough, we will continue the Let's Play and cover everything new in Intergrade. And one more thing, we are going to go back and check out the alternate quest line for Chapter 9, the wall market portion of the game, as well as seeing everyone's alternate dresses. We're not going to see that right now because it takes a lot of work. I have to go back to earlier save files and play through decent chunks of the game so that there's enough different decisions being made to get everyone their different dresses and all that stuff. So instead of going back and recording all that right now while I'm also still trying to record the main plot of the game, we are going to save that for after we're done with the main story, and we will check that stuff out after Intergrade has come out so that we can run through that section with the nicer looking graphics. There were also some mobile games for Final Fantasy VII Remake announced at the same time. There's a mobile-based Final Fantasy VII Remake Battle Royale, where you're playing as Shinra soldiers. That seems nuts. There's a Remake-Demake. I don't know entirely what to make of that. It looks like it could be cool. It also looks like it could be like a gacha game. Not entirely sure. But I'm going to reserve any judgments on that stuff until it comes out. And anyways, enough of me rambling. Let's just move on. Let's go back to the train graveyard.
Sugar, ba 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 ba, honey, honey, ba 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 ba. Yeah?
I don't know what to do. Help. Let go of me. Release me.
But Cloud, you're my candy girl, and you've got me loving you.
Can't even handle one girl liking me, let alone two.
What was that? Look! Over there! Found you. Hey, can we talk? Just for a bit?
Get back.
It's just Ghost. No cool fantasy names, it's just a ghost.
Now with the power of PlayStation 5, we can bring hyper-realistic blood.
Oh yeah. It's a ghost!
Woo!
I love that they're ghosts in the way that, like, a kid putting a white sheet over them is a ghost. Like, they're pretty cute. So these ghosts, when you start hitting them with one type of attack, they will put up a barrier that nullifies that, and then you got to start hitting them with the opposite type. So hit them with too many physical attacks, they will put up a shield barrier that makes them immune to physical, so you got to hit them with magic. the magic barrier they put up isn't like the one that just reduces magic damage. It's actually a new status effect called Reflect. So if you shoot magic at them when they have that barrier up, your spell will bounce off of them and come back and hit you instead.
Ah, yes, the rubber glue weakness.
Yeah. They have a move here called Possess, where they will just randomly possess one of your party members and make them just randomly do an ability on your entire party. So, Aerith has the materia on her that lets her cast a sleep spell, so there's a chance if she got possessed, she would put the whole party to sleep.
That seems bad. Don't do that. Don't let that happen.
Yeah, it's bad. Don't get possessed by ghosts. It's a rule for life.
I'm Zach Baggins, and I want to tell you, do not get possessed by ghosts.
Go on.
My favorite Final Fantasy character, Zach Baggins.
Sorry, but I gotta. Backing off a bit. It's you. Don't.
That thing's dangerous.
I know, but even so. What the?
Run! You okay?
Yeah. Thanks, Cloud. You saved us.
Gonna need to find another way through.
You can backflip. Come on.
Now, Cloud could jump 40 feet high with Aerith just holding onto his back, but he would be way too embarrassed to allow that to happen.
We've hit our personal contact quota. There's no more touching.
No more. So yeah, because there's always a chance that Aerith could get possessed and put everybody to sleep, I'm putting headbands on as many people as I can.
Mm-hmm.
I found out via the comments the reason why the headband is the thing that protects against sleep, and that is the Japanese thing of like kids cramming and studying for tests and staying awake by trying to psych themselves up by tying a little headband around their head.
And I guess there's an element of tying it so tight that you can't fall asleep because it's too uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. Which the instant I read that I was like, oh shit, that makes sense. I've seen that. I've seen that in anime and other media before. Yeah.
We have not got to that part yet in Dogs Must Die. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's eventually.
Zephyr's cram school.
So yeah, I'm switching Cloud to the Buster Sword just to be a little more even between physical and magic, just because a lot of the stuff you fight in the train graveyard is a little more dependent on magic-based stuff.
No need to worry. Get him!
And again, I just love this move.
It's the little bounce in place that's the best.
Yeah.
Hang back. See ya.
And I like that it can hit multiple enemies if they're grouped together enough. Okay, there's no combo lock on this one, so I don't think it's part of the puzzle.
What now?
This train will be stopping at the Sector 7 slums and is bound for the train graveyard. The train will please stand clear of the closing door.
If there's a fucking sink fetus in this train, I am out of here. I am done.
I think we might be lucky and it's just Jigsaw.
Would Would you like to play a game? It's called Final Fantasy VII Remake.
That's not funny, you know.
Guess the crane's up there.
The smoothest animations, the highest res textures, except on one door and one man, and you will never forget them.
Tetsuya Nomura will add one new character that the purists won't like.
It's not working. There's no power coming through.
I wonder if this is another prank. Someone might be messing with the power supply to make us run around.
Can you handle the terror of seeing Sephiroth within the first 10 minutes of Final Fantasy VII? It's not exactly how you remembered.
Oh no. Are you ready to play a game with better combat and more mechanics than the original that is tighter balanced and has much more progression and customization to the characters, but isn't turn-based? That is there is a segment of people that are not happy with the remake because the combat is not turn-based. And like, I can understand, like, you know, not liking the change in, like, just general pacing of the combat, but, like, I see people say, like, man, they just made it into a brainless button masher action game with no depth, and there is literally more depth and mechanics to this than the original game has. I think there's a lot of people who do not remember, like, the combat in the original 7 is fun. I like it a lot. The materia system is still great in the original too, but, like, it is a game with a relaxing difficulty where it's like you gotta pay attention just enough to like heal your party members, but a lot of the time you can just select the attack command and then heal when you need to, and like you're good for most of the game.
I mean, whatever your feelings on the way this game has been translated and remade, I'm just glad that Jigsaw isn't trying to put a bolt through my testicles anymore.
Fucking few.
Those traps were not fun for me, let me tell you.
We got this Gothic Bangle from Hot Topic, by the way. Pretty okay defense, pretty good magic defense, and it's got 3 slots. Nothing linked, though.
There's nothing more magical than hanging out in the mall with your friends.
It's true. Yeah, I don't entirely buy the argument of, the action ruins the tactical depth of the turn-based combat when this game is far more in-depth than the original ever was. Like, aside from, like, late-game setups you could do in the original game, like, this game just has more to it.
Just wait until more and more come out and they keep layering on more mechanics. Like, okay, this attack does 125% damage if you're standing to the left of your enemy, unless the enemy is left-handed.
I do expect that they're going to add more mechanics to later games, just because, you know, to keep it feeling fresh, but, like, there are things I can imagine they can do that wouldn't really overcomplicate too much. One thing I thought would maybe be in this original game, but wasn't, was the idea of, like, combo attacks, where, like, if one party member uses one certain attack and then you follow it up with another type of attack from a different party member that does bonus stuff or something. Like, because 15 already kind of had that mechanic in a way, where you could link up different attacks together, and fucking, whoops, I bounced this fire spell back at myself. You can't do it in this game. As far as I remember, there is no way to get the cast the reflect status effect on yourself in this first game.
Ooh.
Only enemies can do it, and it's pretty rare. Only a couple enemies in this game can cast reflect on themselves, but
Take the lead. I'll take
in other Final Fantasies, there was always a situation like, what if both me and enemies have reflect on each other and we cast a spell at the other person? Like, what the fuck happens? And the answer is, spells can only bounce off reflect barriers a certain amount of times, but if it bounces off an enemy, then bounces off you with reflect, it gets doubled in power. Like, every time the spell bounces, it gets stronger and stronger. It just ping-pongs until it finally hits somebody and does a ton of extra damage.
Come on.
And there was also, like, the fun strategy of, like, I need to heal myself a lot, and we both have reflect on ourselves. I will cast heal on myself so it bounces off me, bounces off the enemy, and then heals me for way more than it normally would. It was a pretty fun thing to ping-pong spells like that, but can't do that in this game, unfortunately. Maybe the next game. There's also some, so we're getting closer to a year since this game released. It came out like early April last year. And the 1-year exclusivity is going to run out soon, which makes it seem like, hey, this game's going to, get released for PC and Xbox sooner rather than later, probably. There's a Japanese concert going on soon for this game.
More in here?
Where some of the directors are going to be, like, they have like some pre-recorded message that they're going to air before the concert starts, which they have done for other Square Enix concerts like Kingdom Hearts. And usually those have some type of announcement of like, hey, a Game of the Year edition with DLC is coming out, or whatever.
Yeah.
And the voice actresses for both Tifa and Jessie have been apparently in the VO booth in the past couple of months. And there was an interview a couple months ago where it was revealed that there was an entire chapter that got cut out of the game because they didn't have time for it. That was going to take place around Chapter 7 or 8, when Cloud is running around with Aerith, where it goes back to seeing what Tifa is doing with Avalanche.
Ah, that'd be fun.
And you would see what her and Avalanche are up to during that period of time, and how Tifa eventually goes around to get her dress that she picks for the Don Corneo stuff. Yeah, they had to cut that stuff out for time, and hearing that both Tifa and Jessie's voice actresses have been back in the booth makes it seem like maybe they could be working on that as DLC.
Maybe.
I would be cool with that.
Recording car commercials for, like,
or
it
car
could be
commercials.
anything.
It could be
Our only
anything.
choice may be to find another route.
I'm just imagining the paranormal investigator who's trying to record EVPs and just getting a whole lot of battle chatter.
Yeah.
Oh, my EMF reader is spiking. Oh, someone cast a thunder spell.
Oh,
Never
someone
mind.
said somebody said a thunder-related pun. Damn it! This is not what I wanted. And there's also been recently, Square Enix has filed trademarks for a couple different things that, while they don't have Final Fantasy in the name, their titles are extremely Final Fantasy VII related, which make people think they're either doing spin-off games or it's the name of DLC they are working on for VII Remake or something like that.
Plausible, could be, yeah.
Yeah, so it's I'll be curious if that announcement, the message at the concert has anything new announced there or not.
Ice cream truck, go, get the ice cream. Go.
Here I go.
Right behind you. Here goes. Go on. All set.
There have also been some other interviews, like, confirming some random, like, tidbits of backstory and stuff, most of which I can't bring up because it ties into later plot events in later games or whatever. It does seem to confirm that, like, the weird spin-off games, they do still believe to have happened, but I just don't know if they're going to actually acknowledge them beyond winks and nods, is the thing.
Yeah, it's something to pick and choose from. It's like old Star Wars canon.
Yeah.
Just because it doesn't count doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Right.
It just means a new writer hasn't referenced it yet.
Yeah, there's been a couple small references to that type of stuff. There is a Japan-only cell phone prequel game called Before Crisis where you actually played as the Turks.
Ooh.
You played as the Turks fighting against Avalanche. And, right? So, there are a couple plot elements in the remake that are based on that prequel game. Like in the very first episode, when you first see Heidegger and President Shinra like watching the security footage of Cloud and Bear and everyone infiltrating the reactor, Heidegger says, like, we're still looking into seeing if these were the people who tried to assassinate you. And yeah, part of Before Crisis is that Avalanche tries to assassinate President Shinra. And the idea of Barrett's Avalanche being a splinter cell from a larger, older group of Avalanche members, that is also an idea that came from that prequel game.
Okay.
And the original game, Barrett and everyone else was just Avalanche, and there was nobody else.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea. I think
do like that idea,
that's a good
too.
thing to take from something that may or may not count in its entirety.
Yeah, I was really happy that they added like the Splinter Cell stuff, because I also think that just makes Barrett and their group of Avalanche more interesting, that they have a different view on how to accomplish Avalanche's goals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're setting up a new build for Tifa here. We're actually going back to her leather gloves because they're a little bit more even-keeled. She can actually do some magic with this.
Yeah, and they match the goth look a little better.
Yeah. So yeah, we're giving her the synergy materia so that if anyone else is casting magic, she's going to throw out a fire spell. And give her some poison materia as well. Because we just haven't used much magic with Tifa at all yet, and we're just heading into a lot of stuff that needs magic.
Mm-hmm.
Also giving Aerith here that warding materia we picked up last episode. We're going to link that up to the binding materia so that she will... both sleep and silence will last a lot less, or 25% less, and we can stack that with her magic crystal so that those status effects run out pretty fast, because
Aerith will never shut up. You can't make her.
Uh-huh.
She won't do it. Last person who tried to make her stop talking got a chair to the face. That's all I'm saying.
I really hope the next game just adds a joke weapon for her that is just the folding chair.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Tifa! To get you?
Time for your shit.
So we got a ghoul.
Hey, ghoul. How you doing?
Hey. I like the design for this guy. He's a new boss, was not a part of the original game.
That was close.
If we scan him here, he works kind of like the normal ghosts. Also, he's got like a little crown. He's like the
oh, would you look at that?
He's got a bone crown.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it's made of some sort of beastly pelvis. Don't like that.
So the ghoul can switch between corporeal and incorporeal forms. Corporeal got him with physical attacks. He's immune to magic during that, and the opposite when he goes into his incorporeal form. Different attacks based in different forms. Physical, he just picks up and throws shit at you and screams a lot.
I'll show you what I can do.
If he screams, anyone in the vicinity will get stunned for a little bit because he screams real loud.
One more shot.
So yeah, I'm seeing myself in this guy a lot. Yeah. Just throw shit and scream. That's how I get what I want, baby.
Those Choco Nugs. Throw a temper tantrum till I get him.
Back me up, okay?
I want to go to Pequod's and I want to go right now, Mom.
Oh man, I've only been to Pequod's once with some developers from Jackbox, and I want to go again.
I live a lot closer than I did before.
Okay. Maybe next, when I can actually visit you, we can go to Pequod's.
Yes.
They burn the crust and the pepperoni a little bit, but it's good.
Yeah, in a good way.
So, yeah, when he's in incorporeal form, he's got a couple new moves here. Sometimes he'll send out a detached pair of ghostly bone arms to grab you.
Ooh.
And whoever he grabs, he will slowly float over to reattach to those arms, and then he'll start sucking the health out of you.
Oh, that's an unfriendly ghost.
But if you can hit him with a lot of magic in ghost form, he'll get pressured. This ghost is kind of hard to fight your first time, just because he's got a lot of stuff to stun you with.
Yeah, you got it.
I'll show you what I can do.
Stop stun locking the lady who can move at super speed, please.
Yeah. And it's just, yeah, if he ever grabs you with those extra pair of arms, the amount of health he sucks out of you is a lot. And I also just like this. I like this fight because it does a thing that a lot of other games, if it tried to do it, it would just be really janky, and that is the fact that it can lift up these random bits of the environment, throw them at you, and not have you accidentally clip halfway through a thing and just, and grab. Like, there's never an issue of accidentally clipping through an object he has just lifted and causing you to, like, wildly ragdoll across the environment or something like a lot of other games would do, probably.
Let's make it hot!
You think this ghost hangs out with that Super Metroid one, Phantoon?
Oh yeah.
You think they're pals?
They've never met, but they could probably get along. Yeah.
I mean, they could shop at the same store. I'm pretty sure that cloak would fit.
I'm waiting.
So in this second phase, on top of all the stuff it was already doing, it will summon big blue flames on the ground that will just slowly move across the ground, and if they hit you, it's not like it does constant, like, burning damage or anything. It just fucking explodes. And it'll just launch you up into the air, and it does a good amount of damage to you, too.
That was weird.
The Ghoul gets a new boss fight theme for the remake. This is a new song. And I know some people go like, some of the songs in this game are too over-orchestrated, but I am a sucker for an orchestra and a choir making things seem really epic. It's I'm a simple man. Give me a choir and an orchestra and
a big old ghost to fight.
And a big ghost to fight.
Big angry ghost.
That is a combination I am all for. The ghost you can also poison, by the way.
You should always be able to poison ghosts. So what if their body doesn't have, like, a metabolism or whatever? You think every poison attack is feeding someone, like, a little cyanide cake treat? No. It's magic, damn it.
Yeah, this is magic fucking poison.
It's magic.
Don't give up.
It's not actual poison, it's magic that mimics poison. I don't think that's real wind you're throwing.
Yeah. Like, is being a hitman in the world of Final Fantasy VII easy? Because, like, the poison spell always hits, it can't miss, and you can cast it through walls. Can you lock onto somebody in a closed-door murder and just poison somebody that way?
Keep up the
That's
pressure,
why
okay?
Avalanche wasn't able to kill President Shinra. They didn't have any casters with them.
Oh, shit. It's also probably, you know, he probably has an elite guard that can just throw antidotes on him the instant they see green goo forming around his person.
All this time, you were waiting for someone to come and play with you.
What are you talking about? Come on, let's get back to the crane.
For some reason, this room, especially in like the cutscene where Cloud is messing with the terminal to get the power back on, and the lights are still on, this room reminds me of the scene in Metal Gear Solid 4 where Otacon is helping Snake in like Shadow Moses to turn the power back on. There's something about the layout of the room that just feels like that room. Or not Shadow Moses, you know what I mean. Shadow Moses Island, yes. It's been a little bit since I thought about Metal Gear. I had to think. So we got a new materia from the ghoul.
Yeah.
The subversion materia.
Oh man, that ghoul was so subversive. Put the subversion materia in your Hot Topic bracelet, damn it.
Oh no. So if you pair the subversion materia with the materia that lets you resist status effects, it will actually protect you a little bit against any instant death moves. It's pretty nice. But the subversion materia gives you spells to strip away buffs off of enemies.
So it's sort of like a deconstruction of the magic system if you think about it. It's
Whoa, yeah.
Those who lose their way out there in the dark of night will never, ever find their way back home again. What do you guys think would have happened if they caught us?
I wonder, maybe they're the ones who were caught.
Can we just drop the whole...
What if they're trapped here and can't leave?
You know, after you've gotten a couple materia under your belt, then you can get into the really good ones where they can say fuck.
Shin materia, hell yes.
Yeah.
Hey Aerith, why don't you just try like praying? You do that, right? You do the praying thing?
I don't know if praying is enough to send ghosts in this. If we're Final Fantasy X, then absolutely.
It's worth a shot.
It is.
Just like we hoped. What a relief.
We should be able to get through now.
Let's find out.
You know, I never tried it out. I should give it a shot later. But, like in a decent amount of, like, RPG systems, undead enemies in Final Fantasy will be hurt by healing magic.
Yeah.
Because you're, like, returning them back to life, but you're returning them back to zero, so that's dead, I guess.
The logic is very gamey, but it's common enough.
Final Fantasy VII, as well as a couple others, always have a couple fun boss fights where it's like you're fighting an undead boss and you just realize like, oh, if I just throw a phoenix down on them a couple times, they just instantly die. There is one boss fight in a later part of 7 that's not in this game that it's just like I never fight them legitimately. I just throw a phoenix down on them and they die.
You'll see. We'll make it quick.
Ready? Let's make it hot! Gotcha!
Big fan of the laser.
Oh, I love it so much.
Get ready.
Always looking for a chance to use the laser.
It's the sound, it's the pose.
Yeah.
It's how everybody is moving so quickly and she just sort of like floats.
Yeah.
Sorry, but I gotta.
It's just, very rarely do you see somebody in anime or any other similar media shoot a laser and do it gracefully.
Yes.
You know, usually firing a laser is a big forceful act where you scream a lot.
I also like sorry but I gotta and then instant immolation, dead.
Yeah. Again, this is why Aerith is cool. She's very chill, she's very nice and friendly, but she is absolutely willing to fire a laser at you if she's gotta.
We're through.
Great. Let's head outside. Wait.
A girl?
Marlene?
And the kids that the Black Wing carries away have to live in the train graveyard forever and ever. So you have to stay far, far away from there.
All right then, I will.
Oh, you know Betty? Yesterday she went with her daddy to... When is Daddy coming back?
Actually, he might not make it home tonight. Marlene, what are you? We can't waste any more time here.
What was that about?
Nothing you need to worry about. Let's get going.
It's moving.
Maybe now we can get to the other side.
Turntable has been activated. Get ready to DJ somebody's wedding.
Hell yes.
That's that.
We are family. It's a very appropriate song for the occasion if you think about it.
All right.
Good night. Now that's just
on you.
mean.
So this fight that happens when you're waiting for the turntable to move,
This one's for you!
can fucking mess you up, man. There's 3 waves of enemies here. The second being ghosts, and the third wave being like 5 or so Cripshays, the little guys with the horns.
Yeah.
And they don't like wait for you to defeat one wave before another shows up. Like if you just don't take, if you take too long fighting the ghosts, the Cripshays just show up anyways. And since there's like 5 of them, even if you're like casting spells or performing ATB abilities, they will just run into you and cancel you out of your moves and stun lock you and do a fuckload of damage while the ghosts are also hurting you. This is a fight on my first playthrough. I died like twice too. It is tough.
Here we go.
This is the real boss right here. Yeah.
Yeah, you really got to come into this fight like with a strategy and how you're going to handle this. And the first time I played this game, this was the
Don't overdo it.
this was the moment where I had the realization that if I had Aerith's magic circle out and I had fire spells linked up to a magnify thing, I could hit all the like 3 enemies at a time with double fire spells. That's when it clicked for me, and I was just like, whoa! I could do that?
Oh, well, at least we got some Moogle medals. That's the important thing.
This path is blocked too, but we're so close I can see it.
Hey, do you think these trains might still run?
Could give it a try. Good call. Looks like it still works.
I knew it.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Huh? I think that's...
Plate separation code is... Got it. Yeah, of course I do. We just got the damn thing whenever. It's just that...
You got a death wish or something? Because I sure as shit don't.
Dino, what's happening? Do we have a problem?
Not really. Small arms fire from some local boys trying to defend the pillar.
More would-be heroes, huh? Sending reinforcements. The more players that take the stage, the better.
So that's what we are, huh?
Contact me when the mission is complete.
Tifa.
They're really gonna drop the plate.
They won't if Barrett and the others have anything to say about it.
All we can do now is keep moving.
Please. Please let us be in time.
So yes, in the original, when you go through the sewers pretty quickly, and when you come out of the manhole, you're basically in this area, and you're immediately scooting train cars around to make a path. Oh, the ghosts are still there in the original. Still got the ghosts.
Would you look at that?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, hey Cloud, they're gonna kill everybody I know. We skip the potions.
Stop picking the treasure up.
Going in.
Sorry, but we're in a rush.
See, we're in a rush and everything, but you're just grabbing potions.
Deal with that.
So it's my turn?
Come on.
How's this?
But yeah, that scene with Marlene also new to the remake, just because in the original game, when you're getting up to this point, you know, it's been a much shorter period of time from the start of the game to here. But in the original game, it's kind of easy to forget that Marlene exists. and here, even though, you know, it's also been a long time since we've seen Marlene or anything.
What do you think of this trick?
You know, even if they hadn't added that extra scene to remind you that, like, oh shit, Marlene's in Sector 7 where the plate might fucking fall down if it gets blown up. I'm glad that there's, like, a reminder.
You gotta make it personal. It's not just all those people that we listened to for 8 hours.
Yeah.
There's also one with a name.
Go on!
It is one of the, like, benefits of the remake, you know, staying in the beginning section of the game for longer, is that, like, yeah, there is the plot of Shinra trying to drop the plate on Sector 7 in the original, but because you go through all this stuff so fast, there's significantly less stakes.
Yeah,
like it just feels like not as big of a deal in the original, because, you know, Sector 7 is a house, an inn, a shop, and the bar, and that's about it, and the train station.
Thanks.
Let's go.
But now Sector 7 is, you know, Cloud's new apartment, and his neighbor that's kind of weird. And the weird witch lady lives there, and we love Sector 7. They think we're a sword dealer for some reason.
This is why I still think the side quests in this game work very well, because even if the ones in Sector 7 are more tutorials and just, you know, getting used to combat and leveling up and stuff, it causes you to spend more time in 7 and get attached to the random NPCs and just, you know...
We have a part-time job there. That's important to us.
Yeah, and going through a more fully realized place where, you know, people are living their lives and talking and stuff, I think those side quests make the pillar, you know, possibly getting destroyed feel a lot more important.
Mm-hmm. I will never forget where I first met Chadley.
Oh my
and
God,
that's why
you're right.
You can drop a small bit of plate just on that spot. That would be okay.
Yeah, like, who knows where Chadley is right now? Did he go back to Sector 7? He's always on pilgrimage to go to where we are going, so...
Mm-hmm.
Switching up everyone's builds a little bit, just switching over to some ice materia. We're also switching Aerith to the Carbuncle summon, which we have not shown off yet. The last of the DLC summons.
Almost there. Come on.
Right.
The kids that the Black Wind carries away have to live in the train graveyard forever and ever.
You're just trying to help, aren't you? You're the one who...
Are you ready? Well, are ya?
I'm ready now!
Me too. Found you. No way. We found you.
You got me. Hey, where's Aerith?
I'm ready. I'm ready. I said I'm ready. Come get me. I'm right here. Mom?
Aerith!
Hey, we found you.
did.
Let's go.
So, this boss, this cyber ghost, is Eligor. This was an enemy from the original game that was just a very rare random encounter you could get in the original game in the train
Your
graveyard.
horse has a sword for a head.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is a half-horse, half-robot ghost chariot man with a single glowy red robot eye. Just like in the original, and it says in red text here, we can steal a weapon for Aerith from this dude. When I played the original, I was thinking maybe Eligor was going to show up as a boss, so I preemptively equipped the steel materia in my first playthrough, thinking like, is he going to have Aerith's weapon like in the original? And he totally does!
Yay!
Yay! Yeah, Eligor was just a rare random encounter, though. They upgraded him to an actual boss fight this time around. Because he's too cool of a design to waste. Look at this thing. Look at this fucking guy.
Look at that. He's a cyber dude who cares enough about his horse. Like, oh, my horse broke its leg. I don't shoot that horse. I build it a wheelchair out of cyber magic.
I attach myself to him.
We are one, me and my horse.
You can't really attack Eligor from the side because your attacks will bounce off of his wheels. They're just immune to attacks. And fucking first try, I stole the bladed staff for Aerith from him.
Hell yes.
Aerith's luck stat is getting pretty decent now.
Look at that horse.
Look at that horse.
Majestic horse. Love that horse. Give that horse a kiss. Kiss the horse.
Still kiss the horse.
Well, not from the side. It won't feel it. I kiss the horse from the front.
I mean, I think if you're going to kiss the horse from the front, you're going to get its sword head in your head.
Oh, would you suggest I kiss the horse from behind? Because that never works, let me tell you.
Just going to get a kick.
What I can do.
So Eligor just does not take much damage from physical attacks. You really got to go into the magic, especially if you want to get him pressured. Something you got to be careful about is even if you stagger this dude, you cannot attack him from the side. You will still bounce off of him.
Feeling chilly?
There we go. Cold horse.
Come on, team. Time to end this.
Drop that container on the horse.
Oh man, it really looks like it's meant for that purpose, right?
Right?
And it still reduces physical damage even when it's staggered, so I still want to lean into magic for that.
This one's for you! Watch yourself.
So it's my...
How do we hurt it?
Hit it with magic.
It'll bounce right off. You gotta deal with the barrier first.
So once he starts flying, electrical spears will just randomly spawn right above your head to fall on you, so you gotta run out of the way of those.
Cool, yeah, sure.
He'll also just call down a huge fucking storm of spears to rain down. And at the same time he's flying, he also casts Reflect on himself, because the easiest way to knock him back down to the ground is with magic, which is why I also equipped Aerith with that subversion materia, so she can... It gives her the Breach spell. It takes 2 ATB to use, but it will remove Shield, Reflect, Barrier, and Mana Barrier off of any enemies that got that.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good thing to do.
Yeah, the easiest ways to knock him down is if you hit him with Wind Spell, since he's up in the air, that'll bring him down pretty quick.
One more shot!
Also, we're gonna summon Carbuncle.
I've been dying to see you.
He's got a big forehead.
Hey, buddy. Oh my goodness, look at your noggin. You must be smart.
It's got a lot of brains in there. So Carbuncle is the best of the 3 DLC summons. He doesn't stick around for long, but he's got 3 abilities, all that take 2 gauge. and he can either cast Protect or Mana Ward on the entire party, or Emerald Light, which casts Haste on the entire party.
Ooh.
So everyone's gauges will be filling up super fast.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Everybody's got wheels now.
Hell yeah. And yeah, he can just be really useful because, like, we have no real access to the haste status effect except for those really rare Celerus items we can steal from certain enemies. So being able to put haste on everybody all at once is great. And when you're not commanding Carbuncle to do anything, he'll just randomly heal party members for you.
You've got this. Okay, let's go.
So it looks like Baby Glaceon here is just for buffs and such.
Yeah.
Not really doing any attacks.
He's just a support summon. But his ultimate, when he leaves, is really good. Diamond Dazzle will both fully heal everyone's HP, and if anybody in your party is dead, they also get revived at full health.
Nice.
You're up. I'm coming.
I used him once or twice on hard mode in this game, where it's like my whole party was about to wipe, and he did a full res on everybody.
What a good friend.
Catch a cold. One more. Lend me your strength. Hey, you ready? Gotcha. There's no escape. Now's our
Yeah, the other thing Eligor can do is he shoots eye lasers. Both one that sweeps and one in this. Now that we're in the second phase, one that just.
He's got the stingy eyes.
Yeah, he shoots his Space Ripper stingy eyes directly at people sometimes. And if you get hit by that, you will be put to sleep and you will be silenced.
Load! Look out!
He's got that Winds of Gehenna move. He sucks people close to him, then blows them away. It also pushes the big crate in the middle of the arena around, so if you're near that, you'll get hit by it and get hurt by the physics objects that are getting pushed around. His wheels are weak now, so you can actually destroy those and stagger him that way. He starts just driving circles around the arena, though, but Cloud's triple slash, because it homes,
So it's my turn?
and is pretty fast and covers a good amount of distance, you can actually catch up with him with that move. We've also got Aerith's level 2 limit break here, Planet's Protection. It casts shield on everybody for about like a minute and a half, so everyone's just now immune to physical damage right now.
Nice.
There's a good amount of magic attacks from him still, but getting run over by him or getting hit by his spear, that's physical, so... Oh, by the way, the text description for Eligor didn't point out. He is a ghost that is comprised of all the negative emotions that were felt in the train graveyard. And he traps other people and turns them into ghosts so he can feed off of their energy. He's a bad ghost.
So if you ever got off the train, you know, you're coming home from work, and you took a shortcut through the train graveyard when you just had a real shitty day.
Yeah.
You're responsible for Eligor.
Yeah.
Hold on, guys. We're coming.
And you can go to hell!
Let's go.
Right.
Right.
It's that ghost. Wow.
So long.